Party people, it's me, Reese Roberts. I am back with another topic I'd like to talk about today. So, excuse me for adjusting myself. I probably should have did this before the video started, but here I am. I hate having this seatbelt on this video, so I'm gonna try to see my outfit. Can you tell? Anyway, today I want to talk about career and some ideas around growth in your career, and also some ideas around development and human resources. I have experienced in my career so far being a person who does not have or didn't have the opportunity to obtain a college degree. The implications around that in your career. So, of course, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm a very, very intelligent person. However, the fact that I don't have that little piece of paper saying that I'm an intelligent person, it causes, conflict in my career, conflict in my growth. So I watched a TED Talks video by Jason Shin. Don't remember what the title of the video was, but that was his name, Jason Shin. And that's a step up for me because I never remember people's names. So the video was about companies or employers taking the opportunity to assess people for their ability, their natural ability, or their ability to perform things that they didn't necessarily obtain by way of a formal education. So I think that any person especially in the human resources field, should watch that video, because it talks about how some people have a natural inclination to certain things that make them more able to perform, makes them more able to deliver results, and to, sort of follow a set guideline, or, operate in a certain way. So I'll use myself as an example, since I know myself the best. And I'll say, I won't say where I work. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know, but a lot of people don't. So this company where I work is going through some changes, and they have quite a few business goals that they're trying to reach. But for some reason, it has been unsuccessful. It has been, according to what I've heard, 'cause I'm new there. I'm actually a new employee. But according to what I've heard, people have been saying that, it's been a long time coming. That, they've been complaining and talking about, what's needed as far as integration of their platforms and different software systems that they use to provide service. And they also need to sort of increase or improve their employer brand, so that they are marketing to their employers as if the employers are also, or the employees rather, as if the employees are actually clients themselves. And so I'm all for that. I'm all for improvement. I'm all for, simplifying business processes, and all for making things easier to operate. I feel like optimization is probably the best thing any company could do for itself. But this company in particular is hesitant to listen. They're hesitant to take action, and hesitant to sort of allow people to shape the future of the company, and the way that it's going, and the way that it's being integrated, the way that they're delivering on these results to the clients and to the employees. So my thoughts, and what I would like to, for everyone to sort of entertain the thought that it doesn't matter, what your degree is. It doesn't matter what your formal education is if you're able to perform in a different capacity. So for me, I do not have I really don't have a point of reference for where I obtain the skills that I have, besides the fact that it's just my natural interest. So I took the time on a weekend to develop and design a platform that addressed a lot of the concerns that the company has, just to sort of help them conceptualize what the problem is, help them to figure out what is it that the employees or consultants in my situation, what the consultants need in order for them to be able to do their jobs in an efficient way, an accurate way, in a way that meets the client's expectations. So I put all these things together because I'm at town hall meetings and I'm listening to the executive leadership board, and I'm, like, what do you guys want? What do you want? What do you want? Because I feel as though I can deliver that, at least on this paper, if you'll listen. So one thing I kept hearing that was a little annoying to me is that the people that I would meet with, like the vice president of our human resources department or the senior vice president of our operations, I met with these people, sit down with them, and they kept saying, well, you have some really great ideas. You have some really great ideas. But, and there's always a but. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Here we go with the bureaucracy. Here we go with the office politics, with the, excuses. And I'm just like, oh man, I really wish that these folks would sort of listen, take heed to what I'm saying. Even though I do not have a degree, even though I do not have any, long list of credentials or certifications on my resume, even though I do have relevant experience. I mean, I was a trainer and did some quality assurance type work for a federal agency, but it wasn't directly related to what I was trying to do for that company. And I just felt like all of that insight, because I've been performing in the role that is problematic for almost a year now. I want to say more like 6 or 7 months, but that's enough time for me to make an assessment, right? That's enough time for me to say, well, this is what's stopping me from doing my job. This is where my workflow or my user flow is being stopped. This is where I'm not able to continue because I have to stop to ask questions. I have to stop to research. I have to stop to sort of fumble around with the system and figure out what it's trying to do or how to accomplish my task within this platform. So, when I put together these ideas and I, made it all pretty, I even created an icon. I created a logo. I created an entire design with notes and blah, blah, blah. And it's not to say that I had, they didn't listen to me because, they're just being stubborn. It could have just been a horrible idea. But I don't believe that because, like I said, I've been told several times, these are really good ideas. These are really good ideas. And so I'm like, well, what's the problem? If it's a really good idea, then why are we sort of hesitant? So entertain the thought that there are some people who do not have a degree but do have the ability. And it's more so beneficial to the company than it is to the person for you to allow them to express themselves, allow them to get those ideas out and to develop on them and to figure out what the end result is if you follow that path. At least entertain it because you never know what could come out of this one person's great idea, this one person's experience or their perspective on where they're coming from. It could also be similar to other people who are being affected by this same work stoppage. So I challenge everyone who doesn't have a degree or doesn't have a formal education in whatever it is they're passionate about to charge full on ahead and don't take no for an answer. If no one will listen to you in this one space, then there are plenty of people who will listen to you in a more conducive space. So, if you're an employer and you're asking for innovation, you're asking for answers, you're asking for, people to take ownership and asking for your employees to have an active role in what you're doing as a company, to give you feedback, then don't let that go to waste. Don't let it be something that you see more as an annoying thing. I feel like I'm annoying the executives at my company. I feel like they're like, girl, we're trying to do something. Go sit down and let the smart people handle it. And I'm like, but I'm smart too. So, it's not like I just want to, get notoriety and, boost myself, but I do want to make a difference. And I've said several times that, there's a purpose for every person. There is a purpose for the reason why you're there, the reason why you're in your space. So if you can own that and you can be useful in that area, then, try your best to get that out. And no matter who is telling you that it will or will not work or whatever. So last thought, my mentor actually told me that I needed to get a degree in anything because, she said I was too bright to be held back by not having a degree. And so my thought, I'm probably gonna do another video to follow up, but my thought is that if I'm bright, why would a degree stop me? You know, why would not having a degree keep me back? So, you know, it's just a thought to entertain, and it's something that, you know, I feel like a lot of people in this country are dealing with, especially because all of us don't have the means to the same end of receiving a college degree and, you know, expressing ourselves in that particular way. So, I mean, eventually one day I will go and get a degree. I'm pretty sure I will. But for now, I'm just trying to I'm trying to follow my independent path, my independent study path, because I do always seek knowledge no matter whether I'm in a learning institution or not. My learning institution is here. All of this right here is my learning institution. So if I can just continue to develop myself and build on the things that interest me, then I feel like that is my degree.